Imagine a world where silent, unseen eyes watch your every move. Above us in the sky, technology is quietly reshaping the way we live, work, and interact. Drones, once the stuff of science fiction, are now a common sight, hovering over cities and rural landscapes alike. Their presence is both fascinating and unsettling, a reminder of how quickly our world is changing, where packages arrive not by truck or train but by swarms of buzzing robots in the sky. These flying couriers promise speed and efficiency, transforming the way goods move from warehouses to our doorsteps. The convenience is undeniable, and the possibilities seem endless. This is the promise and peril of drone technology, a rapidly evolving field that is changing the world in both positive and negative ways. Drones are revolutionizing industries from logistics to filmmaking and even emergency response. But with every innovation comes new risks and ethical dilemmas. Drones can be powerful tools for good. They can reach places humans cannot, providing critical support in times of need. They help firefighters survey burning buildings, giving them vital information to save lives and property. Drones deliver medical supplies to remote areas, crossing mountains, rivers, and deserts to bring hope where it's needed most. They film breathtaking footage for movies and documentaries, offering new perspectives and inspiring creativity. But like any technology, drones can be misused. Their ability to go almost anywhere, unnoticed, makes them a tempting tool for those with bad intentions. In the wrong hands, these flying machines transform into tools for smuggling, sneaking contraband over prison walls or across borders. They can be used for spying, invading privacy, and even violence, turning a helpful device into a potential threat. As drones become cheaper and more powerful, they are increasingly being used by criminals to carry out a wide range of illegal activities. Law enforcement agencies are racing to keep up, developing new strategies to counter these airborne threats. This is the new reality of drone crime, and it's a threat we can no longer ignore. As drones become part of our everyday lives, we must find ways to harness their potential for good while guarding against their misuse. The story of drones begins not in someone's garage but on the battlefield. Early versions were primarily used by the military for surveillance and airstrikes. These early drones were expensive, complex machines operated by highly trained specialists. Fast forward to today, and the landscape has changed dramatically. Advances in technology, particularly in areas like battery life, GPS navigation, and miniaturization, have made drones smaller, cheaper, and easier to use than ever before. What was once the domain of governments and militaries is now accessible to the average person. Today, anyone can walk into a store or order a drone online, often for less than the price of a smartphone. This widespread availability, while empowering for many, has also opened the door for criminals to exploit this technology for their own gain. As drones become commonplace, so too does their use in criminal activities. What makes them so appealing to criminals is their versatility. The same features that make drones valuable for legitimate purposes, their maneuverability, their ability to fly undetected, and their capacity to carry payloads, also make them ideal tools for breaking the law. Drone crime takes many forms. Thieves use drones to scout out potential targets, identifying homes with lax security or businesses ripe for burglary. Smugglers use them to transport illegal goods across borders, exploiting their ability to fly low and evade radar detection. And in perhaps the most chilling examples, criminal organizations are even weaponizing drones, attaching guns, explosives, or other dangerous payloads for use in attacks. The ease with which drones can be adapted for criminal purposes is a growing concern for law enforcement agencies worldwide. Criminals aren't always using drones straight out of the box. They're often modifying them, enhancing their capabilities to better suit their illicit needs. Some modifications are relatively simple, like taping drugs or other small contraband to the drone's body to avoid detection. Others are more sophisticated. Criminals are known to disable or modify GPS trackers to avoid being traced. They might increase the drone's payload capacity to carry heavier loads of contraband or even weapons. There are even online forums and communities where criminals share tips and instructions on how to modify drones for illegal purposes. This ease of information sharing, coupled with the relative affordability of drone parts and modifications, makes it increasingly difficult for law enforcement to keep up. The threat of drone crime is not just a distant possibility or a plot from a science fiction movie. It's a real and growing issue that's unfolding in cities and countries across the globe right now. As drones become more affordable and accessible, their misuse is becoming increasingly common, and law enforcement agencies are scrambling to keep up with the new challenges they present. Take, for example, a chilling incident in 2024, when authorities in London intercepted a drone carrying a significant quantity of explosives near a major sporting event. The drone was detected just in time, preventing what could have been a devastating attack with potentially massive casualties. This event sent shockwaves through the city and prompted urgent reviews of security protocols at public gatherings. That incident really highlighted the very real potential for drones to be used in acts of terrorism. It's not just about the technology itself, but how easily it can be weaponized or used to bypass traditional security measures, putting thousands of lives at risk in a matter of minutes. Meanwhile, in the United States, prison officials have reported a dramatic surge in drones being used to smuggle contraband, like cell phones, drugs, and even weapons, into correctional facilities. These incidents are happening with alarming frequency, and they're forcing prisons to rethink their entire approach to perimeter security. The small size and agility of drones allow them to slip through existing security measures almost undetected. This poses a significant challenge to prison security, as traditional barriers like fences and cameras are often no match for these nimble machines. As a result, correctional officers are now investing in new technologies and training to counter this evolving threat. And in Japan, the world saw another shocking example when a man was arrested for using a drone to drop leaflets containing radioactive material onto the roof of the Prime Minister's office. This act was not only a bold protest, but also a stark reminder of how drones can be used to deliver hazardous substances to highly secure locations. That act of protest raised some serious concerns about the potential for drones to be used in acts of sabotage, espionage, or even bioterrorism. As these case studies show, the misuse of drones is a complex and rapidly evolving threat, forcing governments and security experts worldwide to rethink how we protect our most vulnerable spaces. As drone technology continues to evolve, so too will the methods of criminals who exploit it. Experts predict that drone swarms, where multiple drones are controlled simultaneously, will become increasingly common in criminal activities. This could allow criminals to carry out more complex operations like coordinated attacks or large-scale smuggling operations. The biggest concern is the increasing sophistication of these drones, says Dr. Sarah Parker, a cybersecurity expert specializing in drone technology. We're seeing criminals develop autonomous drones capable of flying pre-programmed routes and even evading basic countermeasures. This is a game changer. Another emerging threat is the use of artificial intelligence in drone crime. AI-powered drones could potentially be programmed to carry out surveillance, identify targets, and even deploy weapons autonomously, raising serious ethical and security concerns. Faced with this evolving threat, law enforcement agencies around the world are scrambling to adapt. Traditional methods of policing are often ineffective against drones, which can fly higher than helicopters and operate silently in areas inaccessible to ground units. New technologies are being developed to counter the threat of drone crime. These include anti-drone systems that use nets, radio waves, or lasers to disable or capture rogue drones. Other approaches involve training birds of prey to intercept drones or using high-powered spotlights to disrupt their cameras and sensors. However, these countermeasures are often expensive and not always effective. The rapid pace of drone technology means that criminals are often one step ahead, finding new ways to modify their drones to evade detection or counter existing defenses. The rise of drone crime raises important ethical questions about the balance between innovation, security, and privacy in the age of drones. While drones offer tremendous potential for good, their misuse also presents a real threat to public safety and personal liberty. We need to have a serious conversation about the rules of engagement when it comes to drones, says Dr. Emily Carter, a professor of criminal justice. How do we balance the benefits of this technology with the need to protect people from its potential harms? These are not easy questions, but they are ones we can no longer afford to ignore. As drones become increasingly integrated into our lives, it's crucial that we establish clear guidelines and regulations governing their use. This includes setting limits on where drones can fly, what they can carry, and who is allowed to operate them. The future of drones is not predetermined. It is a story that is still being written, and each of us has a role to play in how it unfolds. Drones are rapidly becoming a part of our daily lives, from delivering packages to monitoring the environment, and their impact will only grow in the years ahead. The direction this technology takes will be shaped by the choices we make today, by the policies we support, the innovations we encourage, and the conversations we have as a society. Every decision, big or small, will help determine whether drones become a force for good or a source of concern. We can choose to embrace the positive potential of this technology while implementing responsible regulations to mitigate the risks. By working together, we can create a framework that encourages creativity and progress, while also protecting our privacy, safety, and security. Or, if we allow fear and inaction to stifle innovation, we risk missing out on the many benefits drones have to offer. Without thoughtful engagement, we could see promising ideas left on the shelf, and talented minds discouraged from pursuing new solutions. This is not just a challenge for lawmakers and law enforcement. The responsibility to shape the future of drones extends far beyond government offices and police departments. It's a conversation that needs to involve everyone: engineers, educators, business leaders, parents, and students. Our collective voices and perspectives are essential in guiding how drones are integrated into our communities. As citizens, we have a responsibility to educate ourselves about drone technology, its potential benefits, and its inherent risks. By staying informed, we can make better decisions and participate meaningfully in discussions about the future. We need to engage in thoughtful dialogue about the role we want drones to play in our society and advocate for policies that reflect our values. Open, honest conversations will help us find the right balance between innovation and responsibility. The future of drones is in our hands. By working together, we can ensure that this technology serves the greater good and uplifts our communities. Let's work together to ensure that these powerful tools are used for good, not for harm. Drones can help save lives, protect the environment, and connect people in ways we never imagined. Let's shape a future where the skies are safe, secure, and beneficial for all, where drones are a symbol of progress, responsibility, and hope.